How many people are current students? I'm just curious. Most of you. And how many people are alumni? And who's crashing? Okay. My name is Tom Franco. I'm the director of the Firehouse Art Collective, which is East Bay based, and my co-directors here are Julia Lazar. Our mission statement is we are a nonprofit providing spaces for artists to co-create currency and a culture of interdisciplinary collaboration. So we've been playing with the name. The Firehouse Art Collective is a little misleading. It's leaning towards more of a collaborative, because we are directors, and now we're shortening it to Firehouse Art Co., which can be a lot of things. And the title of my talk is Sticking Together, for artists to stick together. And I'm using this as an invitation to all of you to participate with us as the Firehouse Art Collective. And instead of, this is the artist's way, right? So instead of reinventing the wheel, you can join us and do the things that I'm about to show you a little bit more about. Let's see. All right, so that's a studio shot of here at the ceramic studio. So the challenge of the artist, what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. So art, challenge equals artists, okay? They're linked together. How do you make the art? Why are you making it? How do you afford it? Is there any money coming in? What are the pitfalls? If you are a complete underdog, what are you gonna do? So the solutions to that, I'm focusing on collaboration versus competition. So how do you stay in the fun side of making art? How do you fulfill your dreams? Living the lifestyle of an artist, which can be different things for all of us. How do you get the big bucks? And how do you reach for that dangling carrot of making money? And taking on the responsibilities of being a professional artist, which can be a lot different than being at school. So the collaboration for me is the group dynamics, sticking together and sharing the ideas with each other, inspiring each other, and keeping the energy up. It's too easy to be isolated and kind of let it die out. So this is a shot when I was here at CCA about 10 years ago. That's not me, that's my friend, one of my main collaborators at the time, Matt Crum. And this is just to show you kind of the craziness of what the studios were like. It's very impractical to make clay ceramics like that with pokey things. So that's kind of what we were thinking at that time. The shot on the left is a studio that was like pretty much right out of school in our first building as the Firehouse group that some of my classmates helped me start, and now I'm directing. This one is a current shot of my studio outside in my yard. The idea here is, as a sculptor, there's too much stuff. That's a big challenge when you do that stuff. So the spaces are getting bigger. Here's an inside shot above and the outside shot again. One of my teachers, so when I was here, I was working with Arthur Gonzalez, was the head of ceramics. John Toki was my teacher. Craig Beatty, who's still here, is the tech guy. Nathan Lynch was teaching, and John Fazio. So John Toki was like, for a sculptor, it takes at least 10 years. Well, for a painter, maybe 2 or 3 years to get your studio going after school. For a sculptor, more like 10 years. So I don't feel like I'm quite there yet, what I was talking about, but I'm working on it. This shot is to show cross-discipline, that we're never just one thing, so I'm not just a sculptor, to try different things, and to look at different models for working together that are more group-oriented. So performance was a big thing for me. And then this is the art. So these are shots of collaborative works that I did here with different people at the same time on the same piece. So the left, this was one guy, this is maybe 4 people making that one in ceramics. These are solo pieces I also made at CCA. about 8 feet tall, just to give you an idea of the difference between my individual work and the group work. Here's a piece leaving school, so at my first studio with Firehouse, found objects, mixed media, putting a lot of paint on it. Also out of school, so this is a collaborative piece where I took the torso from somebody and made this piece. This is current work, so I'm moving more into same found objects, but putting a lot of paint on it and getting textures on there. And then this is a collaborative piece I did with a current guy that I work with. And here's a about 3x4 size painting, doing a lot of textures. I have to trick myself to do paintings. I like to think about sculpture more, so heavy on the paint. So here's the locations. Our locations, that was our first one on the top left. It was not a good building, it's what we could afford. The key to the locations was something that is self-sustaining, so we're not pulling money from somewhere that we don't have. It's just how many artists do you need to rent a building? That was the best we could do. Broken windows and so forth. We're still working on it 10 years later. We're still there. It's on Harmon Street in South Berkeley, by the Ashby Park. The spaces are always defined by the artists, so we're not locked into a certain modality of how it should be. We have that flexibility to change it around. After about 4 years at that spot, we were like, well, we're making enough stuff that we need to be able to show it somewhere. So we started actively looking for a gallery space, that's our second space in North Berkeley on Shattuck, in the Gourmet Ghetto. That's a pretty shot. That's a pretty show. They change every month. It always looks a little bit different. There's also classes that happen in there, and there's art studios in the back. And then this is a shot of one of the more current spaces. We're up to 6 spaces now. We just took on 2 more residential units, and we have about 75 studio artists. So this is a large 7,000 square foot room over by at the Gilman Village, 9th Street in Gilman. And it's an open floor plan. Here is the Gilman Village in construction. We have new owners, and they're building us brand new art studios to our good fortune. So the top level is going to be us. It'll be done at the end of the year. And here's an interior shot. We're going to have these wonderful views of the bay and so forth. They're going to put Whole Foods in, different Phil's Coffee and so forth. So it'll be an open floor plan, and we're looking for more artists. People can sign up any moment, any time. And here's the shows. So we're starting with shows. That's like one I curated at the Art Murmur in Oakland a while ago. So it was before 25th Street and 26th Street blew up. We were doing these pop-up shows there. And it was really funny because these guys' photos showed up 2 years later at the back of the Pro Arts magazine, which is pretty cool. Here's us at Emeryville Public Market. How many minutes? 2 minutes, okay. This year we showed 60 artists, and I want to get to the videos. I have 2 videos. This is Harmon Street, the first location, more active today, art openings and so forth. And here's the gallery on what we call the Firehouse North. So bigger crowds, music, and so forth like that. So I'm going to skip to 2 short videos. The first video is a group show we curated at Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. No, this is our event space in South Berkeley. It's okay.
The homie got the chopper under the beat. Go, go,
Johnny Lopez and the Turf Fiends. Am I going to be able to find him? Oh, here it is. This is your Buena that we did in January. Interdisciplinary show, and we're looking for all sorts of artists to collaborate with and do more. Nothing to see that. And that's my talk. So I have cards if anybody wants it later.